Hey guys, it's story time with Miss Thompson, and yesterday we started a new book, Junie B. Jones and that Meanie Jim's birthday. And we found out yesterday that they had a birthday party in the classroom, and then Junie B was talking to Jim, right, on the bus. And she said she wouldn't want to go to his party, but now his party's coming up on Saturday. And she changed her mind. So how did she feel when he said she couldn't go? That's right. She didn't feel too good about it, did she? So we're going to see what happens today. And our chapter that we're starting today is chapter 3, called Very Slumping, right? So what did you think the word slumping meant? Maybe like she very slumping. Maybe she feels slumpy, like bad inside. Let's see if it tells us what it means. Chapter 3, Very Slumping. I walked home from the bus stop very slumping. Very slumping is when your shoulders are sad and your head can't hold up that good. Grandma Miller was in the nursery. She babysits me and my baby brother in the afternoon. His name is Ollie. I love him a real lot, except I wish he didn't live in my actual house. Grandma Miller was rocking him in the rocking chair. I tried to climb up there too, only Grandma said, "Hold your horses," at me. Yeah, only I need to rock very bad, I explained. On account of a mean boy is having a birthday party on Saturday, and he is inviting everyone in room 9, only not me. I'm the only one who's not going. Grandma Miller did a sad face. Children can be so cruel, she said. Just wait till I get the baby to sleep, and then you and I will talk about it, okay? And so that's how come I crossed my arms and I tapped my foot, and I waited and waited for that baby to go to sleep. Only his eyes kept on staying wide open. Hold them closed with your fingers, Grandma, I told her. Heavens no, she said. Then she kept right on rocking him. And so finally I got tired of waiting and I went to my room and I crawled underneath my covers. I crawled way down to the bottom of my sheets. It is very muffly down there. You can say mean stuff and no one can hear you. Here is all the stuff I hate, I said. First, I hate that Meanie Jim. Then, I hate clowns. And old MacDonald had a farmer. Plus, I hate rabbits and burros and ponies. And guess what else? We didn't actually need a baby at this house, only no one even consulted me. Just then, I heard a knock on my door. Junie B., it's Grandma, honey. Ollie finally went to sleep. She came in and lifted up my covers. I called your mother and told her what happened at school, she said. I peeked up at her. And so, can she fix it? I asked. Can I go to the birthday party now? Grandma Miller held out her arms to me. She pulled me out of my covers. Your mother's going to talk to you about it when she gets home, she said. Meanwhile, why don't you and I have a little fun? Let's read a book, okay? What kind of story would you like to hear? I thought and thought. I would like to hear a story about a little girl who doesn't get invited to a meanie boy's birthday. And so she sneaks to his house and she lets a wild pony out of the barn. And then it stomples the boy into a flatty pancake. And all the children pour maple syrup on that guy and they eat him for breakfast. Grandma Miller looked kind of sickish. You've got to stop worrying about that boy's party. He's just trying to get your goat, she said. Just then my eyes got big and wide at her. Goat? What goat, Grandma? Do I have a goat? Is it a surprise goat? Are you keeping it a secret at your house? I jumped up and pulled her hand. Let's go get it. Want to, Grandma? Let's go get my goat right now. Just then a great idea popped in my head. Hey, I just thought of something, Grandma. You and me can bring my goat to my house, and then I can have my very own birthday on Saturday. And I will call it Come and Pet My Goat. And everyone in room 9 will come to my party, and they won't go to that Meanie Jim's. All of a sudden, the front door opened. It was Mother. I run to her speedy quick. Mother, Mother, guess what? Guess what? And me and Grandma Miller are getting my goat. And I am having my very own birthday party on Saturday. And all of my room 9 is going to be invited. Only not that Jim I hate. He is the only one not coming, so ha ha on him. Just then, Grandma Miller sneaked out the front door with her sweater. I pulled on Mother's arm. Come on, Mother, come on, I said. We have to go to the store and buy my invitations. Plus, also, we have to pick up the beanie weenies. Mother didn't come. She sat down on the couch and smoothed my hair. Listen to me, Junie B., she said. I know Jim hurt your feelings today, but you can't have your birthday party on Saturday. Your birthday isn't till June, remember? And June is still months away. I know June is months away, I said, and so that is how come I am moving my birthday sooner, 'cause months away will be too late. Mother picked me up and put me on her lap. I'm afraid you don't understand, honey, she said. You just can't change the day you were born. No one can. It's impossible. I made my voice very whispering. Yeah, only here's a little secret. Nobody in room 9 even knows when my birthday is. So I think we can pull it off. Mother did a little smile. She ruffled my hair. Sorry, honey, no can do, she said. Yes, I hollered, yes can do, 'cause I have to have my birthday on Saturday, or else I will be the only one who is not going to that Meanie Jim's, and that is the saddest story I ever even heard of. Just then my eyes got a little bit of wet in them. Mother wiped my face with the tissue. Then she hugged me real tight, and she said the words, I'm sorry. More bad news. Grandma Miller just called. There's no goat. Chapter 4. Moving. The next morning, I didn't get out of my bed. Not even when Mother hollered, time for breakfast. She came into my room. Didn't you hear me, Junie B? It's time to eat, she said. I looked up from my pillow. Yeah, only I'm not even hungry. Plus, also, I'm moving today, I said. Mother smiled. She sat on my bed. You're moving, huh? She asked. And exactly where will you be going? I did my shoulders up and down. Somewhere, I said. Somewhere, she asked. Somewhere not here, that's where, I said. Mother hugged me. This is still about Jim's birthday party, isn't it? She said. You're still worried about not getting an invitation. No, I'm not, I said. On account of I'm not even going to that school anymore. On account of I'm moving today. Mother shook her head. Then she went out of my room, and she and Daddy did whispering in the hall. Pretty soon, Daddy came in. He gave me a piggyback ride to the kitchen. Then Mother made my favorite hot cereal, and she let me have all the brown sugar I wanted. She sat down next to me. You know, Junie B., Jim is only doing this to hurt your feelings, she said. He just wants to get a reaction from you, that's all. Sure he does, said Daddy. And when someone is trying to hurt your feelings, there's only one way to get back at them. You have to pretend you don't care, said Mother. You have to pretend you don't even want to go to that party. Because if you pretend you don't want to go, it will take all the fun out of it for him, Daddy winked. You can do that, can't you, he asked. You're the best little pretender in the entire world. Just then my whole face lighted up, 'cause that word gave me a great idea. Hey, I just figured out where I can move to. It's called It's a Small World After All, and it's at Disneyland. Remember that, Daddy? It's where all those puppets keep on singing that same song over and over and over again. I smiled. That would be a happy place to live, don't you think? Daddy looked at me a real long time. Then he put his head down on the table, and he started knocking it on the edge. Mother pulled him up from there. They went in the hall and did more whispering. After a while, Mother called to me from her bedroom. Junie B., could you pick up the phone, please? It's your grandfather. He wants to talk to you for a minute. I picked up the phone. Hello? Hello yourself, little girl, said my grandpa Frank Miller. What you up to this morning? I'm moving today, I told him. Grandpa Miller sounded upset. Moving, he said. Oh, no, you can't be moving. If you move, then you won't be able to come over to my house on Saturday. I crinkled up my eyebrows at him, 'cause the conversation smelled fishy, that's why. Yeah, only how come you want me to come to your house, I asked. And how come it has to be on Saturday? Because Saturday's the day I do my work around here, remember? He said. You're still my little helper, aren't you? I thought very careful. Yes, I said. On account of sometimes I help Grandpa Miller fix stuff. It is called odd jobs, I think. Are you doing odd jobs? I asked him. Is that why you want me to come there? Sure, I'm doing odd jobs, said my grandpa, but I can't do them without my helper, can I? You're the one who wears the tool belt, aren't you? I smiled very proud, 'cause Grandpa Miller's tool belt is the bestest thing I love. It has a jillion tools hanging off of that thing. It wraps around me 2 whole times, and I don't even cave in. Just then, Grandpa Miller made his voice real quiet. You haven't heard the best part yet, he whispered, 'cause guess what I'm going to be fixing? I whispered back at him, what? Then Grandpa Miller said for me to hang on a minute, on account of he wanted to close his door, or else my grandma might hear. If your grandma hears, then she'll want to be my helper instead of you, he said. I waited very patient. Ready, he said. Ready, I said. Okay. I'm going to be fixing the upstairs toilet. Just then my mouth came all the way open, 'cause fixing the upstairs toilet is a dream come true, that's why. Are you going to take the lid off the top, Grandpa? Are you going to keep flushing it and flushing it? And are you going to watch all the water go out of that thing, I asked. Sure I am. Of course I am. That's half the fun of fixing that toilet. Right? He said. Right, I said, very excited. Plus, also, I love that big ball that floats on the top. Me too, said my grandpa. I love that big ball too. And so I can count on you, can't I? You and I have a date on Saturday, right? I thought some more. Yeah, only I think there's something you forgot, Grandpa. What? He asked. What did I forget, little girl? I raised my eyebrows at that silly head. You forgot that I'm moving today. It's the end of chapter 4. So tomorrow we will read chapters 5 and 6. And chapter 5 is Being a Buzzy Bee. So why do you think Junie B's grandpa called her and asked her to come help her on Saturday? Come help him on Saturday. Right. Maybe. Yep. So has Junie B forgotten about Meanie Jim's birthday party yet? No. Do you think they were trying to help her forget? Yeah, maybe. She hasn't forgotten. And so what does she think she can do to solve the problem? That's right. She thinks she can move away. Do you think that's going to fix the problem? Me either. Well, I hope you enjoyed your story today, and we'll read 2 more chapters tomorrow. Bye, guys.